Sometimes in life, you just have to hit the reset button, because if you don't, life will force you to. 365 days ago, I did something I would have never thought I'd be doing. I packed up my car and my puppy and drove 12 hours back to Michigan in the middle of the night. I did not grow up as a road tripping type of woman, so that was struggle number 2. But let me give you some context. A few months before I did this, God spoke very clearly to me and told me to go back home.
This is a very weird space to be in. I would not have thought. It's all about you, huh, girl? I would have woken up 2 weeks ago and been like, I'm moving back to Michigan.
I didn't know why, because things were going so well for me in Atlanta. I mean, yes, I was bouncing back from a recent job layoff and, well, also still mentally recovering from the fact that I battled breast cancer for 3 years, and I did go through a breakup. But I mean, the other parts of life felt like it was going really well. I'd built community down there. I had my favorite restaurants, my favorite parks. I had previously served at church. Cardi had her favorite doggy daycare, and I started dating again. It felt like things were getting better, so I didn't understand why I had to come home. I'll be honest, I've been a woman who's constantly been building her relationship with God. So I was like, yeah, I know enough to say I'm not going to say no, because I know better than to not listen. So after my birthday party, we hit the road and, well, here we are. And as we're approaching 365 days later, let me be honest, this move was the hardest yet best decision I could have made. I cried for weeks. Friends will tell you. So many voice memos, text messages, and everything to my friends that would listen to me. I loved being close to my family, but I didn't feel like I had anything of my own anymore. I didn't have the city views or the warm weather, and I wasn't in a bustling city where I could just pop out and do my normal activities. I'm very much in the country, where if I popped out, the deer, skunks, and the possums are definitely right behind me. We are all outside together. I try to explain to my friends how I'm really from the country, and they still don't believe me. But I had to grieve what I didn't have anymore and just see what God was doing with me. It's like, okay, Lord, I'm here, so what's up? It's been almost 365 days of healing when I thought I was healed. It's been a mirror reflected at me, teaching me lessons, breaking me down, showing me my dysfunctional patterns, root causes of trauma or triggers that have been sitting in my heart, and unforgiveness of people who weren't there for me during my cancer journey. Rebuilding me. It's been showing me my identity and then giving community back to me. As much as I give off this confident together woman vibe, there were deep areas where I wasn't put together, and God has been exposing that. Nobody talks about how this rediscovery journey is some messy work. It feels lonely, isolating, unfulfilling at times, and overwhelming because it's a lot of truth happening. Our honesty with ourselves isn't always linear like it should be. I realize I've lived a lot of my life in the past making decisions based on others around me and the potential of a life I haven't fully had yet. I've overstayed my welcome in relationships that weren't meant for me. I've spent a lot of time giving my time away in ways that weren't true to who I desire to be. And guess what? Retired people pleaser here. We simply are not her anymore. It took me 365 days just to realize those few concepts about myself. Being home means having very few distractions, aside from social media, but that's another conversation for another day. It's been about working on myself, making it to my niece's basketball game, celebrating my brother's birthday, driving to Detroit to see friends just because, late nights and early mornings, creating, launching this YouTube channel, meeting new sisters in my women's Bible study group, and realizing I am in the wrong career. I didn't realize how much I didn't even know myself anymore, and I didn't know at what point that changed. Was it during the breast cancer journey, rushing to get back to life that didn't even exist anymore? Did it happen before that? I guess that's another question to add to my journal diaries. I don't know about you, but going through heavy trauma, we aren't meant to process that alone. Trauma can be a breakup, job loss, illness, death of a loved one, a divorce. The list can really go on. I realize I've been in survival mode for a very long time, and this is the season of my life where stepping into thriving mode. Thriving with my relationship with God, committing my life to Jesus, knowing my identity and who I am, my finances, switching careers, becoming the woman I aspire to be, thriving with my family, and of course, the next step, where I call home. But there's no rush there. Just like this move, I'll know when it's time, and I'll know where. So if you're on this journey too, I like to think we really aren't starting over, and I really like this quote. Don't be afraid to start over again. This time you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And I love this scripture. Isaiah 43:19. See, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Until next time, friends, until the next video, I can't wait to share more of these moments with you. I hope you take care. And if you're on this journey too, just know that you are not alone.